Hello, my gorgeous ones. It is Kulipup here. I hope everybody's doing all right for today, especially if you are catching this replay. We got a lot of good stuff that is in store. I hope you just have hydrated, that you have rested, rested, meditated, done what you needed to do in order to come upon this journey with me. Master Una Loco, it is beautiful to see you. You look fantastic, by the way. Whatever you have done with your hair looks great on you. Absolutely love it. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's lovely to see everybody. Hello, Master Orton. It's wonderful to see you. Molly. Oh, excellent. Hopefully we'll have a lot of good individuals coming to join us today. All right. Okay. So, righto. I'm just going to wait just a couple of minutes. We're going to allow a few more individuals to come join the lesson so that nobody's coming in halfway through. And I'm just going to make sure that I can get this shared and everything. Hi, Brandy, sweetheart. It's wonderful to see you. David, hello, my dear. Okay, let's get this shared. And I just want to make sure the people in the Frequency 51 group realize that this is, of course, on... let's have a look here. Share to a group. So that this lesson tonight is on my profile and not in the group itself. So I will just share that there. And yeah, that should be okay. Okay, perfect. So, how is everybody doing this evening? I hope you are all doing very, very well. And this lesson is inspired by the beautiful Carolina. Carolina has asked, because I was doing some readings last Sunday, and for one of the lovely individuals we were reading for, the first thing I saw was an entity. I'm like, nah, man, let's get rid of that sucker. So Carolina has asked if I would be able to do that for her too, and I thought, well, why don't we make this a good interactive lesson so we can all learn from it and we can all do a little bit of entity removal as well. Hello, Master Lucels. It's wonderful to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Alrighty, so if you guys haven't been able to tell, I'm a little bit more recently. And one of those reasons is because there's a massive imbalance with all of the new energy that has been coming through. It has caused a massive imbalance or a massive awareness. I know, Master Onaloka, you definitely watch the Schumann resonance and everything as well. But there has been a massive imbalance between the divine feminine and the divine masculine energies. And this has brought up a lot of lovely food for these entities to feed on. Now, I would like to let everybody know, or just remind everybody, that this practice will help you to eliminate and remove an entity that may be feeding on you, causing the direct, what would I like to say, production of these negative emotions. However, we will be eliminating them tonight, but that does not mean that they will not come back, because at the end of the day, as long as you are producing that food from your heart, they will be there to eat it. So really what this is to help you get rid of it. It's like getting rid of rats, right? First you call the exterminator in to get rid of all the rats, but then what you do is you eliminate and change, make good choices so that you can eliminate their food sources so they don't return. So this is basically what we are going to be doing for this evening. Now, if you do find this lesson, whether you find it interesting or very helpful to you, I do encourage you to, of course, share it so that others can help to eliminate their own entities at the same time. And then I won't have such a solemn face half the time going, I'm about to kill some of these little buggers up in here. Because they are pests. What can I say? They are pests. Okay. So, yes, Deanna, you are a source fractal, my sweetheart. The fact that you're asking that question shows that you are a source fractal, that you are just waking up. Because the majority of entities of fear or individuals that are not source fractals actually know it. They just conceal it. Master Onaloco, yes, it's really getting a lot of people all kinds of twisted up. Right. Hello, Marianne, sweetheart. It's wonderful to see you. And you're absolutely right there, Master Onaloco, because what I'm finding, which is I want to talk about this actually after this lesson, is that a lot of the divine feminine, we are suppressing our voices. We are suppressing our truth right now. And a lot of the divine masculine, are getting very, very lost in their emotions. They cannot understand where their emotions are going, and what they're doing is they are projecting this fear and this confusion out towards a lot of the divine feminine, and the divine feminine are tending to stay silent and not speak their truth. And on the flip side, if we have the divine masculine who is actually more so in control of his emotions, he's finding that the counterpart in the divine feminine is actually being quite cold. And this is where we're finding this massive imbalance, and then entities are just like, oh, great, let's feed on all of this, right? Which is just absolutely ridiculous. It's silly. So yes, let us all go in and see what we can do to, of course, reverse this. So the first thing we are going to be going through is I have a little list here just to keep me on track, because I know there are times when I can go way off and it's like, oh, bugger. So the first thing we are going to be doing is we're going to be looking at what are entities. Okay, just for those of you who are quite new and you don't actually understand what I'm saying when I say, hey, we're talking about entities. If you're like, what the shit is an entity? I will, of course, we'll be going through that briefly. What entities are, what do they do? Going into the ethereal, how do we go from this taking our consciousness from this material realm into the ethereal so that we can do a little bit of work? We're then going to be doing a practice on finding your power, okay? So when it comes to finding your power, defense versus offense, really, how do you defend yourself in the ethereal versus how you are, of course, doing your offense at the same time? And what really works best for you. Now, I know definitely what my defense and offense is. However, the way I defend and the way I do my defense and offense may not come as naturally to you. So we are going to find out the way that you do it as well, right? We're then going to go on to how to identify the entity, because once they are aware that you are aware that you are aware of them, it becomes very much like a cat and mouse kind of thing, or hunter versus prey, where they realize that they are no longer preying on you, but now you are preying on them. So at times they will become very elusive, right? So they will try to stay away from your vision, away from your focus, so that they can, so if you don't see them, then they can keep feeding off of you. So we are going to work on it. So we're going to do that, kind of be like, hey, what are the tricky little things that they will try to do to be very elusive and stay out of your focus? We're then going to go through a practice of, once you do see them, how do you keep them in place? All right? Because like I say, we are hunting for tonight. We are not just, we are not just going, or anything. No, we are on a mission to hunt these little bastards down so we can get rid of them. We are exterminating some things tonight and hopefully having you find your power in the meantime. Right. Then we are going to be examining what they feed off of. Okay? So before, just the same way like with any sort of vermin. Hello, Aurora. Oh, it's Nahara. It's lovely to see you. Michael, it's wonderful to see you. Oba, hello. El, hello. Excellent. It's lovely to see Eric. Carolina, hello. It's lovely to see you guys. Okay. So yes, when we are doing entity hunting, once we have found these little bastards, we need to dissect them. Not in a creepy way, but we need to understand them, shall I say. Because once we understand an entity, we can understand what it's feeding off of. And if we know what it's feeding off of, we can remove it so that they don't come back. Just like getting rid of rats, right? If you know the food that the rats are eating while they're here, all we got to do is eliminate that to keep the food away, and then they can't survive in your aura. And then we will discuss a little bit more about inner work and how we can, of course, and that's really stopping the feeding. So, we take away the food from the rats, and then we work on how we keep that food away from them, and we do that by inner work, right? Right, exactly. Oh, bless you. Alrighty, so let's have a look at that then. If we are all ready, and if you are planning to be very interactive with this lesson tonight, we are going to be using the abilities of clairvoyancy. So we are going to be using our third eye to do a lot of visualization. Now with this, you can continue to watch me if you like, or what you can do is I want you to get yourself nice and comfortable, however it is going to be, so that you can remain focused. and close your eyes, and you can just basically listen to my voice, and we can walk through this together. Okay. Now also, if you have not hydrated, I do definitely recommend getting a little bit of hydration in there too, okay? Because we're going to be using a lot of energy. I know a lot of it is going to be a visualization, and we are going to feel too, because we are also going to be using the abilities of Horion, so controlling our light, and that is going to be our defense and our offense, so we understand what that is. So we're going to be using that ability of Horion. We are also going to be using the ability of cognizance, so we're going to tap into the universal energy streams to bring forth the information that we need in order to be very good hunters. I'm just like, yay, we're going to kill entities, woo! Hunting. So we're going to be using our cognizance for that. We are then going to be using our sentience, because at the same time, just remember here that every time we go into the ethereal, we are using our ethereal vessel. Now, our ethereal vessel is attached to our physical vessel, so everything that goes on in the ethereal, we feel it, and we can feel it in our physical vessels as well. So we're going to be using clairsentience for that. And lastly, we are going to be using empathy as well, so we can feel the internal emotions of the food, or the emotions that we are feeding to these entities, and how we can remove them as well. Okay, so hydration is very, very important with this, because it is how we can, our energy can flood through us, and we can feel as well. So please, if you have not drank any water, take a good couple of sips of water right now. Make sure that you are hydrated, so that we can move forward. Now, if you are not in a comfortable position, I do recommend getting in a nice comfortable position. Whether you are sitting, whether you are laying down, if standing up is comfortable, then go for it. However, I do recommend sitting down or laying down. Now also, if you have, yes, Deanna, you definitely have an ethereal vessel. Every single thing in this material world has an ethereal counterpart, because that is where the manifestation happens. So this lip gloss that I have here has an ethereal connection to it, has an ethereal version of it, and that is where, when we do get very good, we can lift it up, we can throw it around, use our telekinesis and everything, because we're doing it in the ethereal within here too. So yes, you do, my sweetheart. Now, if you are wearing any jewelry, so any watches, any rings, any bracelets that are of a metal, if they are metal in any way, so whether they are cheap metal, common metal, precious metals, doesn't matter, gems and stones, including crystal bracelets and everything like that, earrings, necklaces, piercings, if they can be removed safely, only if they can be removed safely. If you cannot remove them safely, don't worry about it. However, if you can remove your jewelry and just place it to the side, it will help to not interfere with your own vibration in the ethereal, so it makes it a lot easier. So if you can get comfortable and remove them, that would be absolutely amazeballs. So for those of you who are watching and are participating in this tonight, I will give you a few minutes just to get comfortable, get yourself relaxed, take a sip of water, get all your jewelry removed, and when you are ready to go, all I want you to do is literally pop me a message, just everybody just give me a thumbs up, whatever. Whenever you are ready, then we will start. But in the meantime, as you are getting ready, what I'm going to be doing is we're going to be going into the first two things, which are, what is an entity and what do they actually do? Okay? So, like I say, as you all are getting ready, and I'm waiting for your confirmations that you're ready. So, Marianne, you're ready already? Wonderful. So we will wait for the others to get ready, and then we will proceed. Now, firstly, what is an entity? Okay? Entities are those that are feeding off of fear. They can be large, they can be small, they could be all different sorts of colors, ranges from everything, but either way, just the same with any other pests that are around there, they feed off of negative energy. Okay? As the energy is very, very negative, they multiply, right? And what they do is, as they multiply, they get stronger. When they get stronger, they go from just simply giving you the feelings of fear, right, to actually promoting fear within you, okay? This is where, you know where you have the little angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other shoulder? The entities are the little devils. And when they get enough power, as you are feeding them through your own negative thoughts and thought processes and programs and ethereal cords that don't feel right, they sit on your shoulder and they start just whispering into your ear to trigger the generation of more fear. And as you have more fear coming out of you, they start to eat it. They feed off of that energy and grow bigger and bigger and bigger, right? For a lot of you who are going through this awakening period, I know you've seen them in people. You know, when you see an individual who is, let's say, who suffers from alcoholism, and when they're sober, it's one thing, right? And they're like, you're like, oh, okay, all right, you're a cool person, you're there. But then when they drink, they change, and you can actually physically see their eyes change. Where once perhaps they had these beautiful blue eyes, then you can almost see the blackness come in, and that's that entity, right? That comes in, right? When you can see the fear, like for example, how many of you have kids? You know, I got kids. I know a lot of you got kids. How many of you have had your children say, there's something in my bedroom at night, or they can't sleep, right? Or they're just like, there's a woman in the corner and she's really scary, or I see a creepy clown, or those kinds of things, right? Those are the entities that are feeding off of your child's fear. But a lot of individuals, a lot of parents, we literally look at them as, oh, they're just their imaginations. Like, no, that kid's third eye is active and open, and he's aware of the entity that is there, that they can be seen, right? So, as you said, Marianne, definitely interferes with your frequency. Oh yes, Oba, bracelets. Yes, please remove any bracelets. As long as if it is beaded, like if it's a wooden beaded bracelet, that kind of thing, with like a yarn or fabric thing, that's absolutely fine. It's just really anything that's metal that has a round connection or on your body, on your vessel, that is going to be the issue. But Katie, yes, fear produces lots of energy. No, you're absolutely right. Love produces even more energy, right? But what these entities are doing, though, is they are taking all this beautiful love energy that you're getting in from the universe, right? As you are getting it with all the full moons and new moons and everything, all this beautiful energy, they are literally whispering in your ear to convert that love energy into fear, right? So that they can eat it, because otherwise love energy vibrates far too high, and it will burn them off and destroy them. So they need you to transmute that energy from light into darkness in order for them to survive. So that is literally what it is. SD, yeah, your daughter currently. Oh, right. Raven has an entity, describes it to a T. Right, yes. Oh, you're absolutely right, you guys. And the thing is, when we are going through this practice and we are learning how to eliminate these entities, you can do it not only for yourself, but you can also do this for your children too. You can eliminate the entities that are around them. And then, once you have eliminated those entities, talk to your children and let them understand that they have the power to do this themselves. All they have to do is find that power, and you can guide them to it. They have the power as well to everything that I'm going to teach you tonight. They can do too. They can hold up their hand and say, be gone, and use their light to burn them off, right? So don't worry, we're going to do all of this. SD, remove crystals too. They are natural. Yes, we do also want to remove crystals from your vessel there, SD. Although that they are natural, they still have their own vibration. So for example, if you were to have a tiger's eye bracelet on, tiger's eye really amplifies your focus. However, it's amplifying that frequency, and what we need is for your body to, your vessel to just be neutral, so that you can kind of go within each different kind of ones, you know, switch between different frequencies depending on what your power needs. And sometimes when we have too many crystals on, or if we have only a specific crystal on, it directs our focus or directs our energy into a certain frequency. And right now we want to be open, right? We just want you to know your own power as it is. So crystals, we need to use them as a tool, not necessarily as for everything, if you get what I mean. So I hope that helps. Okay, wonderful. So let's have a look here. So like I said, so that's what entities are, that's what they're doing, and let's go into going into the Ethereal. All right, so this lesson is going to, of course, be taking place in the ethereal. Now, some of you may be like, what is the ethereal and how do we get there? So this is what it is. Every single time you close your eyes and let's say you imagine something, you are not simply imagining, you are then in the ethereal, right? When you go to bed at night and you dream, you are in the ethereal. Unconsciously at that, but you are still in the ethereal. When you meditate and you go through a guided meditation and that person says, visualize the white door, and then you see a white door in front of you, and you're like, go through the white door, and you go through the white door, you are in the ethereal, right? This is what the ethereal is. So, in this lesson, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using the word imagine quite a lot, okay? And just know that when you are imagining, you truly are in the ethereal, and in the ethereal is where basically manifestation happens, where you build your power, where you can conduct your power, and it is not simply just your imagination. It is a real realm. It is the realm. This material world, this is actually the dream that we're all waking up from. Right? Okay. So, firstly, let us all get into the ethereal very, very briefly, just so we can see what it is like. So the first thing I want everybody to do is, as your jewelry is removed, and as we are all feeling calm and we're now hydrated, I want you to close your eyes. Okay? Now, the first thing I want you to do is, as you are closing your eyes, I want you to see me there in front of you. Okay? I'm standing right in front of you at this moment. Now, you will know that it is me, because the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to wave to you. As I stand in front of you, I'm going to wave. All right? You'll see me there just going, hey, how you doing? All right. So as I am waving to you, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to, once you've seen me wave, I want you to say, hello. And remember, we are simply doing this in our mind's eye. So as you have your eyes closed and you are visualizing me in front of you, I just want you to say, hello. Thank you, SG. It's part of my purpose. So as I'm saying, as you say hello to me, I am going to respond back to you. Okay? As I respond back to you, I'm either going to say hi back or give you a quirk, or I'm going to do something that you are not expecting, and thus you know that you are not conducting the energy. This is not just your imagination. You really are there. Alrighty. So once we have concluded our greeting, I want you to open your eyes and I want you to tell, pop in the comments very quickly what you experienced. How did I greet you back after you said hello? Alright? So I'll wait for you guys to let me know how that happened. You as well, Lisa. Oh, bless you. It's lovely to meet you too. SD, visualization puts you in the ethereal. Yes, girl. Yes, it does. That is the ethereal. Been having crazy energy from a new Lepalozoli stone. Lepalozoli stone. Yes, definitely. Hey, man, stones are giving off crazy mad energy because they are attaching to your own, right? Perfect. Okay. Hi, Luke. Lovely to see you. Marianne, you reached forward and tapped me on my right shoulder. Yes, I did, because the right shoulder is where the entities like to lay. And I'm going to be like, no, 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 no. Jamie, my dear, I know that you do not trust me, and I know that you do not have any inclination of actually joining in with this lesson and being interactive with me. So I'm actually not going to tell you that. So that's absolutely fine. Had to peek to say you extended your hand. Wonderful. Lisa, I felt so much joy and love when you said hello back. There you go. That is fantastic. Wayne, hello there, love and light. Hi, Wayne. Hi, I hope that you are enjoying this lesson. SD, wow, can't believe you asked. Well, so cool. Right? No, that's the thing, though. When we're in the ethereal, we're good. Beck, you put your hands on the side of your ears and wiggled your fingers very childlike. Yep. And this is the thing, though. What I'm doing, Master Loco, you said, hey. You said, hey, all happy. Wow, Master Loco, you know, we've been doing this quite a lot. Anywho's it. So I'm doing this as individuals, as of course being individuals, because at the end of the day, this is for you. Did that really kick you in the shin? Oh no, that's terrible. I snuck around and tapped you on the back there, Orton. Wonderful. Katie, I saw you put your hands on my shoulders. Excellent. Oba, you put your hands together and nodded. Wonderful. Lisa, I got a thumbs up and a wink. Excellent. Carolina, you said hi, leaning to the side. Yep. Wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff. Okay. So, now, as you guys have realized, and a nice hug from Master Lucale. Oh, no, Jamie. No, not at all, my dear. Not at all. I totally understand and I totally feel your energy as it was guided towards me. Just as I do with everything, as I feel that energy, I do not participate within it. All right. So anyway, you are welcome to still carry on, but I will not be interacting with you. Virgin, you waved. Excellent. Melissa, I waved hello. Oh, fantastic. Okay. So let's have a look here. As we are now in the ethereal, Jennifer, a hug. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. So, Jennifer, sorry, not Jennifer, everybody, as we are now understanding that we are in the ethereal, we are going to be going through now identifying your power, okay? We are going to be going through defense versus offense and how that works best for you. Now, like I mentioned, I'm going to give you an example of what my defense is and what my offense is when I'm in the ethereal. But again, this is not for you to... I do have a very playful spirit, my sweetheart. You are my students, you are my hearts, you are my loves. I love every single one of you, so whether or not I'm participating with you or not, I still love you, Jamie, but it is just what it is, right? I'm not going to give my energy into fear. Anyways, so Deanna, I don't know how to see your greeting. Right, so in that case, if you were waiting to see me and see the greeting that I was giving you, if you are not seeing me, it just means that we need to let yourself open. We need to not have any expectations of what you are going to see me do. Because what I'm going to basically be doing is something specific for you, right? Something that's going to help you, something that's going to help, I'm going to say, disarm you or open you up a little bit more. But yes, I do have a playful spirit because I love you all. It's just when we get into entities, that's when it's like, nah, man, you see a different side. Sahara, I got a thumbs up and you positioned yourself in a ready stance. Right, because we are going to freaking do some ish tonight, though, aren't we, Sahara? Alrighty. So, now, let's go into defense and versus offense. Okay, so firstly, whenever we are feeling like we are under attack in the ethereal, we don't want to just simply open ourselves up to whatever attack that comes, because remember, our ethereal vessel is attached to our material vessel in this physical form. Now, as it is attached to our physical form, we don't want to incur any damage, right? Because normally, for example, if you were to be stabbed in the ethereal by an entity, that will normally come in as a physical illness or ailment within your material vessel. You know, for example, if you get stabbed in the stomach, you know, you may start to have either, and I know some of well, I know there's definitely some of the individuals watching, like Master Lucales, I know you have also had this. But like, let's say if you are stabbed in the stomach, you may start to get like a rash around where that sword went in, right? Or you could start having griping stomach pains. You know, I remember being stabbed in the back, up the butt. I figured all of these things out, don't get me wrong. But, you know, being bitten on the arm, you know, sometimes these literally come in terms of like all of a sudden you will wake up and you'll have markings on you, right? Or scratches, and you'll just be like, what the shit happened, right? And it's just like all of these things are complete mystery. But then when you go into the ethereal and you are in understanding of what it's like to be under attack, and you look down and you're like, there's a fucking sword in me. And then you take that out and you find that things heal. So let's have a look here. SD, oh, I'm really feeling this live session. Good, feel it. Let's get your strength up. I'd like some help maybe privately defending my home and spirit. Can we chat later? Yes, of course. If after this lesson, but we'll wait a little bit here, SD, because at the end of the day, My goal is for you to build yourself up, to find your own strength, to understand yourself, right? Because you have all the power I do, right? So at the end of the day, whatever I can do, so can you. All you got to do is practice it, right? And then you'll find that you don't even need my help in terms of defense, because you got this, right? Because you're strong. Lisa, I wake up with bruises, really bad scratch marks all the time. Oh man, that's hard. Oh, Marianne, thank you for that. You become aware of your night spent in battle. You feel it, definitely. Definitely, you definitely do. And the more you actually practice this form of defense, the more you, like Marianne said, the more you are aware of it, and then the more you're just like, nah, F this, I'm fighting back, right? So, let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I want you guys to do is I want you to close your eyes one more time, and you're going to see me in front of you, okay? Now, what I'm going to be doing for absolutely everyone during this session is I am going to be amplifying your power for this evening so that you have a more drastic result, so we're not searching too much for this. So literally close your eyes, and I want you to see me in front of you, and I'm going to tap you on the shoulder. As I tap you on the shoulder, I'm just going to go like that, and with that there is going to be an energy transfer, and what you are going to feel is you're going to feel a little bit of a warm tingling sensation come through your vessel, because your ethereal vessel is going to start to glow a little bit with light. Now, as you are visualizing me there, and as I have tapped you on the shoulder, again, you're going to start buzzing with a little bit of energy. I want you to look down at your hands and your feet in the ethereal. So just basically, as if you are looking down at your hands and feet now in the ethereal, just look down, and I want you to look at your hands, okay? What you're going to see is a nice glow that's going to come about you, all right? Now, as you see this glow, what I want you to do is I want you to focus on your material vessel as you're doing it, okay? So let's feel this energy, our energy, flood through us in this moment. You guys feel that? By all means, interact, write down what it is that you're feeling. For me, it is a lovely, lovely little buzz. A lovely, lovely little buzz. Right? For you, it may feel like a very strong vibration. Doesn't matter, however it feels for you, but it should be nice and light. Some of you may start to get a little bit shaky as well, right? And we'll know that it's shaky where you're just like, you just want to start punching, like, right? Or kicking or expelling this energy, and that is okay as well. So, I've tapped you on the shoulder. Let's feel the buzz of energy flow through our bodies. Now it pulsates from the center and comes out. So looking at your hands, right? Oh, Lisa, you felt a cold sensation and tingle. Ooh, it's getting deep, right? Virgin, you're feeling the tingle. Excellent stuff. We're all feeling it go through. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, so now as we are seeing what is going through, okay, as we are seeing what is going through, all right, what I want you to do is I want you to, because it's going to be different for everybody, what I want you to do is I want you to say shield, okay? And I want you to wait and watch and see what happens. All right? Wait and watch and see what happens. SD, foggy tingles and sparkly stuff. Excellent. Oh, Sunaharo, my whole body is buzzing. Excellent. Vu, I feel lighter. Fantastic. That's what we want to feel, because our energy is very light. It's very, very strong and powerful, but very, very light. Deanna, little shocks in my hands. Okay, good stuff. We're getting it there. All right. So, as you are feeling this, again, I want you to, in the ethereal, as you've seen your body and we're feeling the energy, say shield. All right, shield. See what comes up. Okay. SD, you're getting radiating purple auras. Excellent. Purple is the color of your third eye, meaning you're using your cognizance. Excellent stuff. Your ancient wisdom has been activated, and that purple aura is going to guide you and shield you through what it is that needs to happen. in whatever situation that happens. Carolina, you are feeling the tingling. Excellent stuff. Alrighty. Now, I know what happens for me when I say shield. To be honest with you, if I say shield, a massive white, an impenetrable white a shield comes up. However, I will say I don't actually use it very often personally. I don't use it just because I know nothing can harm me, so nothing touches me anyway. So like literally, my shield is just that nothing touches me. So if something wants to stab me, that as it tries to, it either goes straight through me, or it it just, because I'm translucent, or it burns off immediately. So I'm like, that's my shield. It's just you can't touch me in the first place. I can walk through anything and just it burns off. Okay, let's have a look here. What do your shields look like? Nalora, even with eyes closed, feels and sees lighter. Expansion from the heart chakra. White light shield. Warmth. Wonderful. Wonderful shield you have there. Lisa, you say shield and a protective bubble shows up. Absolutely excellent. Master Onoloko, my iridescent cloak envelops me. Right. And by the way, I'll just put this out there. Master Onoloko is fantastic at cloaks. Master Onoloko, I'm putting you out there. I'm putting you on Front Street one more time. Master Onoloko is a fantastic member of the healing team who is wonderful at these visualizations. So if you are ever in need of help with understanding a cloak in the ethereal, please just close your eyes and just be like, Master Onoloko, can you teach me how to put a cloak up? And literally, just as you see me in front of you, giving you a wink or a wave, or hopefully not kicking you in the shin, then you can also see Master Onoloko in front of you and take a lesson as well, because fantastic teacher. Virgin, yes, like a white veil. Perfect, yes, your cloak, your shield is coming over you. Marianne, yeah, I just saw a huge bubble. Don't normally shield in the ethereal, right? Well, now you know how it works. Deanna, my third eye taps when I say shield. Ah, fantastic. So either way, it is activating. Now, Deanna, you do have a little bit of healing in your vessel that you do need to do. So I'm just going to put it out there that as you start on this journey and you start healing yourself more, that shield will start to become much, much stronger as your vessel becomes stronger. SD, I see a huge golden shield pop up in front of me, way bigger than me. There you go. Nalora, gratitude for sharing. Well, of course, it is my purpose and my pleasure. Master Onoloko, lol. Okay, put me out there. By all means, though. It is definitely Master Onoloko's, whether she wants to or not. So I put it out there. Just because you call it doesn't mean she has to. She's still a master. She's still got a lot of stuff to do. So, but literally she's there. Vu, my hands and feet were glowing yellow. Right after I said shield, they turned orange. Ooh, nice. Yellow is, of course, the color of your solar plexus, your will. So as you are saying shield, you know, you are using and extending your will out there. And then orange. Orange is the color of your solar plexus, your creation, right? Please, definitely, if you need, if you have a pen and paper and you need to record what it is that you are seeing, please do, because the colors, the way things are shaped, the things that you see all have a meaning, because it is all the way that you are controlling your energy, right? So keep that in mind. Let's have a look here. Sinahario, see-through shield over my whole body, then extended out. Fantastic. Marianne, you taught me to able shielding. You taught me to be able to shielding. Excellent. I'm so pleased. Fantastic. Okay, excellent. So this is what we are going to do. Let's do a huge thick shield. Wonderful, Oba. Excellent stuff. So now that we all have our shields up, all right, let's do a little bit of a practice. Now I'm going to come in front of you. All right. I am going to come in front of you and let's do a little bit of sparring, okay? Now don't worry, I am not going to go all crazy nuts on you or anything. What I want to do is I just want you to see the strength of your shield, okay? Now as I am in front of you, okay. Alright, so I'm actually pretty good at disarming shields, so I'm like, how do I want to do this? Because I need you to see your Balthazar. There we go. Okay. Oh, let's have a look here. Sinohara, I did ask to change my shoes. I had sandals on. Sandals. That's cool. Normally when I'm fighting, I don't have any shoes on, or if I do, they're actually like ninja shoes. So, hey, that's cool. Oh, okay. So, right, I am going to bring an entity in front of you. Okay. As you close your eyes, I want you to close your eyes. Okay, and you see me in front of you. All right. Now, as I click my fingers, as you hear this snap, you are also going to see a little shit called Balthazar. Balthazar is an entity that directs your focus and your desires to that of fear, or something that is not going to be of your best interest. Balthazar is normally around when you are starting to gain a lot of power, but for right now, I'm going to be using him as a little shit guinea pig. All right, just for you to see how strong your shield is. So, SD, you say, is it possible to visualize without closing your eyes? Definitely, if you get very good at it. Like, for example, I am in the Ethereal right now. Although I am visually seeing you and seeing myself on camera, I am seeing in the Ethereal as well with my eyes. So it depends on how well you are able to do this. Okay? So, as you have your eyes closed and you see me in front of you, when I snap my fingers, you are going to see a little red demon frozen right beside me, okay? He has horns, usually, although one of his horns has broken off. He has got quite round eyes with a red dot in the middle, and he's just a slimy little shit, but he's all red. So, 3, 2, 1, there you go. You should be able to see Balthazar standing right next to me. Now, Balthazar is frozen in place. He does look a slight little bit panicked. You may start to feel an overwhelming fear. Don't even try, you little shit, because he wants to move. Now, as you see Balthazar in front of you, you will start to feel a little bit of shaky fear. Now, what we are going to use is our empathy, and I want you to feel him right now. Now, as you feel him, just simply look at this little shit and think, how does it feel, right? So with that in there, you're going to start to feel this pain, or not a pain, but a numbness fall over your chest, right? He is an ugly little turd ball. Oh, yeah, he wants to start to get a little bit of little bits, but he is frozen. TCOs. All right. So as you see him there, what I want you to do is I want you to bring your shield out. Say shield one more time. All right? So shield. As you see your shield, what I want you to do is we are going to slowly, as we have it on, I want you to approach Balthazar now. He's not going to move. He is frozen in time, so he cannot harm you in any way, shape, or form. All right? SD, I see blue colors emitting from my shield. Excellent. That is the form of expression, so you are expressing yourself in this moment. Sorry, you guys. One moment. Hold it there. Grab your shields out and slowly approach Balthazar. Come on, then. Okay. Alrighty. So as you are approaching Balthazar, you are going to feel him getting more and more scared as you do approach. Now, what I want you to do is when you get a couple of feet away from him, I want you to extend your shield out. Okay? Some of you are doing it, and I feel you doing it because I can hear Balthazar squealing. Well done, you guys. So, extend your shield out. And what you are going to find, and I want you to observe what happens to Balthazar as you extend your shield out. Okay? So keep going, alright, until your shield pretty much goes through him. So keep just extending, because he can't move. Extend until you see what happens. Now, some of you, what you are going to experience, the disintegration of this entity in front of you. Sinohara, he gets smaller as you get closer. Excellent stuff, right? So he's starting to reduce in size because the power of your shield and the power of your light is dissolving him, all right? So now some of you are going to see that he turns into ash. He'll just blow away into ash as he disintegrates. Oh, sorry, there's a part of me that really enjoys seeing you guys eliminate this shithead. Like, it really feels really good. And I get a little bit of like, oh, Master Otoloka, blah, right? Master Luke Kelsey disappeared, right? Right? There is a very like, exhilarating feeling. Sunahara turns to dust, yet smaller disappeared. So SD, there's like a 3-foot barrier. He just moves further back. Okay. Now, if you are finding that he is moving, what I want you to do is I want you to look dead at him and I want you to say freeze. Alright? Just say freeze and hold him in that position. Now remember, whenever we are doing this with entities, our will always overcome what it is you are trying to achieve. So if you can imagine him moving, he will be free to move. So we don't want to do that. But what we do is we say freeze, okay? With our will, and you just imagine him that he cannot move. Imagine that he is chained. He cannot move, he cannot step back, he will do nothing, right? Because it is your will that is overpowering this little fucker. Alright? So, sorry. I do get very, very just like, when it comes to this. Hey, Rush, welcome to the lesson. Orton, I smiled as I approached him because he has no power over me. I cut all cords around him and pushed him away into the abyss. There you go. Going back into the darkness where it's going to be dissolved anyway. Carolina, he blew to smithereens. Nice. Nylora, like a critter getting hit with water, he's melting, right? Oh gosh. SD, for me he's just being moved back. Okay. Alright, so if he is still being moved back, SD, what I want you to imagine is I'm gonna stand behind him, okay? Yeah, you little shit, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm there with you. Alright, so I'm standing behind him. See me there. I will not allow him to move back. Alright, now I want you to keep approaching. Yeah, there you go. My shield vibrated intensely, then he blew up like confetti. There you go. Oh, I love it. Vu, what if there was a golden yellow cylinder surrounding that little short shit? Okay, now, if you see that there's a golden cylinder surrounding him, what I want you to do is I want you to close that cylinder off, right? No, Shayla. Close that cylinder off. And imagine that cylinder that surrounds him getting smaller and smaller and smaller as you are containing him. And he cannot get out of that cylinder. But as it gets smaller and smaller and smaller, poof, he's then gone. Sunaharo, my human body feels clammy, then went cold. Yes. Now, for Sunaharo, wonderful observation. For everybody else, you may start to feel very much so like that because you are using your ethereal energy. You're not the same way, Sunaharo, as you're experiencing this, it's like if you go for a really, really intense jog and then you stop and you're like, and then you feel your body is hot, but then you get sweaty and then you can feel the coolness coming to you and then you're like, oh, okay, shoot. You've used your energy in the ethereal. Well done, you guys. Well done, you've got your shields. Now, please always remember that these shields are real, alright? So any attack that you have in the ethereal, if you feel like you need a moment and you're just like, I can't take the attack right now, I just want you to say shield, alright? And whoosh, you will have your shield come up in the ethereal. So whether you are being attacked, encapsulate him exactly as dear. So whether if you are being attacked in the ethereal, and this is also, I want you to think, we just did an exercise with Balthazar there because I summoned him and put him there in front of you just so you could test your shield out. But just know that, for example, if you are having a conversation with somebody in the material world and their fear is hurting you and harming you, if you're finding that you're just like, you're feeling these overwhelming feelings of negative emotions, just say shield, alright? Because it will at least stop the entities around you from being able to penetrate your aura, right? And that is what it is that we are trying to achieve here, right? Voo, poof, this is fun, very interesting, right? Sunaharo, you just had to drink some more water, yep. Please, oh yes, please, thank you so much. If you feel like you need to drink some water, please do drink some water right now, All right, let's get our bits back up so we can keep on going because we still have a little bit more to achieve for tonight. Okay, and by the way, we are still somewhat, sort of, kind of at the beginning of this lesson. So if you feel the need to, and you feel like this is some great information and great exercise, please do share it. Let's ensure that other people also know how to put up their shield, right? Okay. So, as we have done that, the next thing we are going to do is we are now going to go on offense. So we've learned our defense. We are now going to go on offense. Now, what we can do, all right? I'll describe my offense to you. So when I'm in the ethereal, I like to use my sword. If you have seen me before in the ethereal and you've watched me work, you'll know I like my swords. Usually I have a long katana, or I can have double swords, but I like to use a staff or also a bow. I will get a bow and arrow and I will fire some shit. I like my weapons. But I don't actually need them because at the end of the day, I also like hand-to-hand combat. That is what I like to use for my offense. Don't get me wrong. Because I am who I am and I have a lot of power, technically I don't need to do anything. All I have to do is is literally say delete or eliminate, and they turn to dust immediately anyway. But I like to keep my skills on top because I'm like, yay, let's fight anyway. Let's have a look here. So SD, a very good question. You say, how can we shield loved ones? All right, so when it comes to shielding loved ones, shielding children is very, very easy. All you got to do is, when you say shield, just focus on the individual that you want to shield and just say shield, basically, and your shield will become their shield, okay? So if you have an invisible and iridescent cloak, look at your loved one, whether it is your child, your grandbaby, just anybody you love, and just say shield. And you will see that, like Master Onoloko's iridescent cloak, it will just envelop them. For me, when I say shield, what happens usually is a nice bubble of my light will surround an individual so that they just have a 360 degree where nothing can penetrate that bubble, right? So that is how you can shield one. However, do be careful because, or you don't really have to be careful, but be an understanding that if you are shielding an individual who is purposely using negative forces, your shield will not allow anything to come in, but it will also not allow anything to go out in terms of negativity. And oh, SD, can I use God armor? Sweetheart, what do you think we're doing right now? You are God. You are simply using your own armor that comes naturally to you. It's wonderful when we realize this, you know. Like, literally, we are all gods. All I'm doing is helping you remember that you are one and helping you relearn some of the things that you may have forgotten. But you are using it. Anywho. So, just going with this shield, though, so for example, I tend to put my shield up not only around individuals who I want to protect, but those I want to protect people from. So, for example, if an individual is promoting fear, right, I will put up a very, very strong shield around them so that their fear cannot escape my shield. And the more fear they produce, the more they want to expand, the more that fear hits the shell, hits the shield. As the fear hits the shield, it burns off, and then the fear gets smaller. And then my shield actually encloses and goes around. And it will keep doing that until all that fear is eaten up. And that individual is no longer producing fear. Now, if they are choosing to produce love and light at that point, then their energy is converted within my shield. However, if they have chosen not to accept love and light, then basically that individual will perish within my shield. So when you are literally putting up a shield around an individual, just be aware of that. Your love energy will either accelerate their demise or accelerate their protection. Okay? But this is the harvest period, so that is their own free will and choice how they want to use their energy. So there we have that. Sunohara, I usually have 2 swords or can do Tai Chi-like movement and and fire or light comes from my hands, but mainly swords. Yeah. We like that ish. I love it though. Boo, someone lend me a laser gun. Hey man, if that's what we're doing, then that's what we're doing, right? I love it. Okay, so let's go into offense. Like I mentioned, that is my offense. It is using combat and swords and other types of weaponry. However, let's find your offense. Now, with this, a lot of different things may start to come out. It may not be weaponry. Some individuals will actually start having cylinders or rings of light, of different colors of light, come from their body. Other individuals may see literally just a huge bright light. Others may have lasers coming out their eyes or have a laser gun. You know, some people will have a bow, or maybe you do actually have a pistols. You know, it's totally up to you. Whatever is vibrating or resonating with your own defense system, that is what it's going to be. So, all right, let's get yourself in front of me now. Again, so if we are closing our eyes, we are going to do the same practice. We're going to close your eyes, and I'm going to be in front of you. Okay? I'm going to give you another quick tap on the shoulder, whether it be on the shoulder, that I'm going to tap you on the shoulder, and then we are going to again give you a little bit of a boost in your energy, because if you are like Sinahara and you got a little bit tired there, we are literally going to give you an extra shot of energy. Now, please do hydrate. If you find yourself getting very, very tired during this exercise, don't worry. What I recommend is that you take a break, maybe just listen and don't participate, and then come back to the replay and participate again a little later. Because just remember, this is a full body workout that we're doing. Alrighty. Okay, so our eyes are closed. I've tapped you on the shoulder. And let's just feel our bodies again come up with all that energy. Now the energy is going to feel a little bit smoother this time, and you may start to feel it in your hands and feet, okay? All right, because this time we are going into offense, all right? Okay, so first things first. All right, we are now nice and relaxed. I want you to look down at your hands, and I want you to see your hands and your feet and your vessel, and I want you to see how you are glowing and pulsating with this beautiful white light. Okay? We've got all this going through. It's all pretty. It's all fantastic. All right, we feel our energy. We feel good. All right, we're good. So, Marianne, hand combat and light energy, especially from the hands. Yes. That's why I'm feeling a lot of glowing in the hands, a lot of pressure in the hands. Now, what you can do is you can take your physical material vessel. If you're feeling your hands getting really warm, or that you're like, what the hell is happening? There's some stuff going in there. What I want you to do is I want you to put your hands together, and I want you to separate them, and then kind of push closed. And I want you to wave your hands, because you're going to feel the energy that you hold within the ethereal, right? This is your Horions. All right, this is what we are using right now. Okay, so let's absorb that back into our hands and our vessels, and we're ready to go. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm actually going to spar with you on this one. All right, this time so you understand what your offense is. Now, I'm not going to be attacking you, but I want you to give me what you got. All right, so let's do that. As you are closing your eyes, as you are ready for your energy to go through, I'm going to say to you now, stance. All right, and I want you to get into your stance. Let the stance flow to you. For some of you, that may be fighting stance, right? However that may be, right? For some of you, you may start to grab a holster. For others, you may start, you may push your hands down, and then lights may come out of your hands. For others, you may have a sword kind of come into your hand, or you may get into a sword stance or a combat stance, right? For others, you may simply just be ready, all right? So tell us what stance you've taken in this moment. So give yourself a second, get into stance. Now, often what my stance is I get low and I get ready like this, right? And I have my footwork, and I'm ready to either go up, down, block, over. And it's really, really fun. As you guys are getting into your stances and you have me in front of you, now, I'm not going to I may get into stance, but I'm definitely not going to be serious with you in terms of that, because this is for you to learn your offense, not necessarily defend against me. So when your stance is ready, when you're ready, just let us know what it is that you are feeling. Master Onoloco, I make huge balls of light and slam them with it. Bam! It sounds like loud thunder. Oh, that's so fucking cool. You guys are so cool. I'm in my mom's place in her condominium. I gotta try not to be too excited, too loud. Deanna, lights come into my hands. Okay, excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. What other stances are we taking here? Oh gosh, it is so wonderful when you discover your strength in this way. Oh, just giving you guys an example, just giving you guys a bit of a reminder as well. The things that you are doing right now in the Ethereal, especially if they are physical combat stances and everything, that is your energy. And when you get good with your sentience, and when you get good with understanding your energy and letting it flow, you can do that in the material too. That is why I'm reteaching and relearning myself all of my martial arts and my swordsmanship and my bow and my staff, because I'm taking those moves from the Ethereal and I'm putting it into the material. Carolina, fist on hold and legs apart, fist on hips. Excellent stuff. So, right? Cool. All right. So when everybody has their stance ready, all right? Now, if you are in your stance and you are ready to go, the next thing that I want you to do is, on my command, I will say attack or push forward, right? So as you do, I am going to I'm going to be there, and I want to see you attack me, okay? Don't worry, I want you to come at me with as full force as you can. Don't hold anything back, all right? Trust me, I can take it. So whatever, I will deflect you, of course, I will deflect you, but I want you to see what it is that you are capable of, all right? But however, the entities won't be able to deflect you, but let's see what you're capable of. Now, if we are ready, okay, I am in front of you. Attack. Tell me what you did. All right, I'm just gonna go let Shayla into the house really quickly, and then I'm gonna come back, and hopefully you'll tell me exactly what you experienced. Sorry about that, guys. Alrighty. What did you experience? Alright, and just remember, we are sparring. This isn't a true attack, but, we are just sparring, okay? So, tell me, what did you experience when we said attack? Now, like I said, mind you, I'll deflect you, or it'll just go straight through me or whatnot, which is okay, but again, this is for your visualization. What happened when you did attack? Now, I'm feeling all of this too. So, as I am processing my energy out, I am literally feeling all of this as well, and I hope we're all still doing okay. Okay. Alrighty. So, Deanna, light beams. Excellent stuff. You were holding me back, Daniel. You were holding me back. Well, that's good at least. Well, tell me what though? How exact? Well, mind you, if I was holding you back, you must be doing some pretty crazy-ish there, about to destroy a whole dimension. Let's see, Sinahara, I'm low, left arm extended with left leg. Oh, nice. So, are you? I'm gonna see here if I can do some of these bits with you. Okay. So, all hand combat and fireballs. So I'm guessing, did some of you go like this, right? Really nice and low, getting ready, right? Because this is one of the sentience moves I do, and we go in and we create fireballs, or balls of energy, and we blast them that way, right? So that's cool. That's really cool, you guys. So dropping down low. This is so fun. I love it. Lisa, when you block, there's an energy spark flash at point of contact. Yes. Now, also, when you are in, just keep that in mind there, Lisa, because at the end of the day, when you are with an entity that is quite powerful, they have shields up, and normally that's what happens. If you don't disarm their shield, as you throw energy at them, as you do your offense, it will spark upon contact. So that's wonderful. Sinahara, and holy shit, that was cool, right? Isn't this stuff so cool? Now, Sinahara, you see why I was always telling you guys how I fan out over you? How awesome you are, and I'm like, you're so fucking cool! Come on, Shayla. So that is absolutely wonderful. Marianne, though, I'm so excited to see this. Marianne, you got low, so I got low. Love it. I love it. Sinahara, light every time we connected. Right, exactly, because our energies are fusing and bashing together, right? So we're creating sparks and fire. Carolina, my arms extended far, and these fists are like Mike Tyson on steroids. Isn't this so cool? Man, I absolutely love this, you guys. Oh, perfect. Yeah, no, because I probably smirked and giggled the same way I'm giggling right now because I love this. I love seeing you guys do this. I love seeing you be so active in the way that you are defending yourselves and going through your offense, right? This is wonderful. Nylora, we were both calm and no reason or need to attack Law. We both just stood enveloped in light. There you go. That is literally what your offense is just your light. And that's fine. That's wonderful. It means you don't have to do a lot of stuff. Not everybody is literally as, what can I say, as, I just like combat. Or Tan, I typically don't do hand-to-hand battle. I see and feel the entity for what it is and recognize what it's trying to do. I verbally call out loud with my voice for what it is trying to do, and I tell it where to go. And that is the beauty of a seer, Orton, right? Because you see the energy for the truth of what it is, and all you have to do is speak your truth, and away it goes. Wonderful. Excellent. Oh, I love this to pieces. I really, really do, right? And so that's the wonderful thing, right? Offense can come in so many different forms. We can attack with our vessels, with our swords, or with our truth in our words, with just simply being within our light and our presence. You know, we can do all things. It just depends on what we want, what we feel like doing in the moment, right? I tell you though, some entities can be really annoying to where you're just like, I'm just gonna punch you, and others you just ignore and you wish away, right? So no, you guys are doing absolutely wonderfully. So well done. Okay, so let's now go into a little bit of well, mind you, I've already said how to put an entity in place, and we just basically said freeze, right? So that's the one I'm going to teach you at this time, and I just want you to remember that whenever you are holding an entity in place, with whatever it is that you are doing, however you do, whether you choose to say freeze, or you chain them, or you lock them in some way, however it comes easiest to you at that point. So we've already covered that one. Right, so the next thing we are going to do is identifying an entity, okay? How they move in the shadows, right? This is what we want to do. Barbara tried to participate but got a huge headache. Right. Barbara, my sweetheart, it's just because you need to process more of your energy. So don't worry about it. This exercise does take a lot of energy and a lot of free flowing. So at the end of the day, if you're not quite ready for it, don't worry about it. What you need to do is you need to get a decent amount of rest so that your material vessel and your ethereal vessel can have the energy to complete the exercise. But don't worry, put this in your back pocket. The information is still valid whether you practice it now or later, so it is okay. So don't you worry, sweetheart. Okay, so identifying an entity. Now, what we are going to do is I'm going to take you into the ethereal, but let's go into your fears, okay? This is, we're going to go into your sphere specifically because why not because we have, how many days now to the full moon? I think we have 4 days left, 4 or 5 days left till the full moon. And so this exercise is going to be wonderful because we might as well clear some of this stuff out, right? Before we get there, before it's amplified. So that's where we're going to go next. Nylora, totally different ball game if a threat appears, but light is the answer. Right. Well, Nylora, this is what we are going to do. We are going to go into those spheres right now, and let's see what your offense is. It could still be light, but we'll see what happens. Barbara, headache and now an earache too. Yes, okay. So, Barbara, what we're going to do for you at the moment is I'm just going to disconnect that connection for you, just so that we are not overloading your vessel with too much energy. So there you go. What you're going to find is that it is gradually going to start to reduce as I have just disconnected that connection with the energy. Okay. So please, if you'd like to, you can still observe. You're still going to get a trickle of energy in, but just not so very much for the lesson anyway. Okay, but just observe. Go have some water too if you haven't already. All right. Okay, so let's go into the fears that are within the heart space. Now, or actually, you know what? We don't need to go just into the fears. Let's in the heart space. Let's go to wherever it is. So, what I want you to do is I want you to get really nice and calm. Okay? We are going to be using our clairsentience at this moment. We are going to feel our physical bodies and our bodies in the ethereal as well. Okay? But really, we're going to be feeling it right here in the material. So as you are focused, as you are relaxed, all right, if you do need extra energy in this moment, I will give it to you. However, you should be fully charged still anyway, and we should still be okay to proceed. Okay, so first thing I want you to do is I just want you to take account of how your body feels in this moment. All right? There's no right or wrong answer. It's not like you're searching out for pain or you're searching out for good feelings or anything. You're just taking just an assessment of what it is that you feel at this very moment. Okay? Now, as you are taking this assessment, I want you to say, where is the fear? Okay? And then just feel wherever you get a pain, or it feels more like a dull ache, or it can actually feel like a really sharp pain. Now, what it is, it's underneath the skin, usually, and it vibrates. It can either feel like a burning sensation, or it feels like a numb kind of pushing, like as if somebody was just pushing down, and it's like, okay, ow, you know? So at the end of the day, that's what I want you to do. Okay, just be like, where is the fear? Right. Pay attention to that point on your body. When you have the point on your body where you feel the fear, then what I want you to do is we are going to go in and we are now going to use our visualization. So close your eyes when you feel that point, and if it is on your neck, or if it is on your heart, or if it is in your back, or if it is in your legs, wherever it is, I want you to choose a point, and I want you to kind of like, as if you were becoming Ant-Man or a microscopic being, I want you to then take your consciousness from that place, and I want you to just be like, okay, let's go to that fear, right? Or to the fear here, all right? And look at what it is, as if you're now in a new world. Now, usually, as you go into a place of fear, you're going to see darkness all around you, all right? Darkness is usually what envelops you, okay? Now, the entity of fears know at this moment that you are now hunting them. Okay? So they are going to try to be as elusive as possible. Alright? But we are going to summon those fears because we need to get rid of them. Alright? So as you are there, we're going to close our eyes and we're going to now just let it go. Go into that place and see what is around you. Now, I want you to say, come here. Show yourself. or reveal. All right? Be very, very open to whatever you see. Entities come in all sorts of shapes, sizes. They can come to you as animals. They can come to you as creatures. They can look like demons. They can have horns. They can have tails. They can be human-like. They come in so many different forms and shapes and sizes. So whatever it is, I just want you to say reveal, okay? And see what it is that you see. Pay attention to the colors, pay attention to the hair, pay attention if they have it, pay attention to the skin, pay attention to absolutely everything. As they are in front of you, observe what it is you see, okay? Now, when you have that, when you have summoned it, sorry, I'm outside as you can tell, so there's a helicopter going by. Yeah, we'll wait for that to go there. Anyway, so as you have seen it, as you have summoned it, what I want you to do is I want you to tell me what it is that you've seen, all right? Not only will this help you to just use your powers of observation, but it is also going to help you to understand this entity, because not only do we want to see them and summon them, now it's about understanding them, okay? So while you have summoned or revealed your entity that is there, let's just go about a little bit about entities and why they want to keep hidden from you, all right? And while you are, of course, seeing it in front of you. Also, just remember that this little shit cannot harm you in any way, all right? This is literally you looking at it so that you can observe it, identify it, understand it, and then we are going to eliminate it, okay? So, entities normally, what they're going to do is they are going to, they like to run, or they definitely run from me anyway. So as soon as I see them, they either stay very, very still because they know if I see them move, I will have them. So they try to literally just stay still and wait for me to pass. Or otherwise, as soon as they're in my vision, they will try to run out of my vision, right? So you'll see them either dart to the left or dart to the right, or they literally try to run out of your focus and hide somewhere, okay? So whenever they're doing, just like a scared bunny that wants to hide from the wolf, you are the wolf, you want to literally just say reveal and freeze them or lock them into place as soon as you find them, okay? Oh, that's very annoying. Sorry, you guys. Barbara, thank you. Headache and earache have eased up. Excellent. Excellent stuff. I'm glad they have eased. Okay. So, again, when you see the entity, lock it into place. All right? Lock that little shit into place. Okay. Marianne, left thigh. Feel it as heat and tingly. Saw it as blackness. After the reveal, saw it as my twin. So weird. Yes. If you are seeing yourself, it is literally your ego that you are seeing, your subconscious, your entity of fear, okay? Usually, if you are seeing yourself, if you look very closely, right, it will be the worst version of you that you can imagine. Usually, it's an individual that looks like they are dying. They may be pale in their skin, bit of wrinkly, just look like they've just been beat the hell up. They rarely look youthful and full of life. Now, if you do have an entity of fear that does look youthful and full of life, it means that they are taking your power, right? That they have fed on you so much that you are able to support the life of that fear, which is something we don't want. But that is what we have. So, but don't worry. Again, what I want you to do is hold that bugger in place. So just say freeze or bind, for example. If you say bind, what you may find is white lights or chains start to wrap around them, kind of holding them into place because they are bound. And now they cannot move because you want to keep them there for the next little part, which will be examination. All right? So please, tell me how you feel. Master Noloco, yes, they try to hide, but lol, they start to dissolve at first glance from me. Okay, yes. So, if you are having the issue, as Master Onoloco is having the issue, where they are starting to dissolve immediately, still bind them into place. You don't want them to dissolve so quickly because you do want to understand why they were there in the first place, right? So it's kind of like interrogation, you know. You don't want to kill the person you're interrogating or the thing you're interrogating because you need information from it first, you know. So don't dissolve it yet. Don't dissolve it yet. Just bring it up there, and freeze it in place. Okay, freeze that sucker in place. Marianne bound with chains. Excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. I'm happy it is now bound. Fantastic. Alrighty. Okay. Alright. So now that we know, oh, Sunahara, left ear and temple area had sharp pain. My had to turn to the left slowly. Your head turned to the left slowly, and there was a gray flying entity with weird laying horns. I smiled and poof, he was gone. I dusted my hands. Oh shit. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I got to do this quickly. All right. If all of you guys are just blowing your entities to smithereens, that is also very good. But let's identify it. What I want you to do is before you have, if you have already disintegrated it, then do the process again and find a different fear and bring it out so that you can see it. But this time, bind it. Bind that shit. So now, with whatever way that you are going to do this, I want you to now bring out your energy of truth. Now, what I have specifically is a sword of truth, right? So whenever I bring out my sword of truth, it is basically a very, very, very bright white glowing sword, and I want you to stab the entity with it. If that is a sword, maybe you have arrows, maybe you have a white light in your hand, but whatever that energy is, or how it conducts itself, I want you to say truth, okay? Bring it out. And as you do, you are going to touch the entity. Now, your hand may go right into the entity, or it just may place upon it, or your sword can go straight through it. Now, this is where we use our cognizance. As you are touching it, you are going to have an energy exchange. And I want you to just wait and hear what comes into you. Because it's like literally as you touch it with your sword, or as you touch it with your hand, or however you're using this information, it's literally going to tell you what it's made out of, what that fear is made out of. So I will, let's touch it. Right. So, for example, one of the entities that I found when I just found this was I just touched it with my sword, and it said it is an entity of dread, right? And it causes me to it tries to trigger my insecurities and put me into a place of not feeling wanted by people, right? That's the emotional chord it triggers when I stab it with my sword of truth. Now, as we are looking at the entities and why they are there, so for example, if I put that truth in there, that means that that entity has been feeding off of that. And it had blue hair and also a blue coat on it as well, right? And that is expression. So that's basically, now I know that this entity likes to feed off of the fact that I'm not expressing myself because if I'm feeling that maybe people don't want me around, they don't want my truth around, right? Which is triggering an insecurity, and that's why this entity of fear is here, feeding off of me. So, what do I do to solve this then? Well, first, it's gone. It's burnt off. It is now no longer existing. All right? Now, as you see it disintegrate, now what I need to do is I need to be like, okay, it wanted me to feel like people don't want me around, right? And so that I stop speaking my truth, and so that I can fall into insecurity and not be secure in the being that I am. So now that that's gone, now the feelings, now what you should find is that that feeling of fear starts to go away and lift, right? And this is where we go into our inner work now, because I'm like, I know I love my truth, and I know there are plenty more people who want me around than there are that don't. And the people who don't want me around are usually very, very full of fear. And if I can't heal them, then I don't want to be around them anyway. So that insecurity can be laid to rest, right? I can find peace and know that I'm still gonna give out my truth like nobody else's business, right? Because fuck it, I'm Kulipup, and I like being Kulipup. Alrighty, so let's have a look here. I was like, geez, I hope I explained that fast enough so you guys didn't just disintegrate everything, which is wonderful at the same time. Master Nolo, I can't help it. I try not to, but shit. I love it though, right? Entity hunting is fun. Master Luke Kels, you got those swords and weapons awesome. Master Onoloko, he was kind of like a clown crossed with a nasty monster thing with nasty green teeth. Ah, clowns. Clowns signify the entity of doom, right? And green of the teeth, eating on your heart chakra point, right? Ooh, that's a nasty one. I'm glad you disintegrated them though. Marianne, hell, I got karma. What do I do with that? Well, I think the first thing, Marianne, is just recognizing that karma doesn't exist, right? It's only if you are, the energy is all that exists. So unless you are removing that energy of fear from your vessel, it just comes back in a cycle. It's just because it's held there. So it's not as if you do something and then, oh gosh, this is going to come back on me. It's more so you do something, and if you don't understand the energy as to why you did it, as to why this transpired, then the cycle just repeats itself. Because negative energy will literally stay within you until you release it, right? And that's why a lot of people think like, oh my gosh, I've got such bad karma, but I'm such a good person, but karma's kicking my ass. Or it's just like, nah, it's because you made actions and that you didn't understand it yet to release the energy. So all you got to do is literally, this is why we do the inner work. We go inside ourselves and just be like, why did I do that at that time? And you identify the entity of fear that was feeding on you. You identify the entity, know like, oh, it's because of this. Okay, get rid of that entity, and now I can get rid of that energy, right? Through understanding. And then it's no longer in you. And then the cycle, it stops. It's as simple as that, right? So, Sunahara, I did feel before he left is something with listening. I get frustrated and feel like I'm being left behind on development. So what I got was, it's like my feeling of betrayal. See, there you go. Well done. See what happened there, Sunahara. You literally just, you felt it. And now you know what it is. And now you know what to work on during your inner work too, right? How can you be left behind with your development when you are in exactly the right place at the right time for where you need to be in your development right now, right? Because Sinohara is always going to place you in a position where you need to be right now. So nobody can ever be left behind because this journey is yours, not anybody else's, right? Not anybody else's. So you can never be left behind. So this is why we know that, the frustration is there's no need for it because you're doing good just the way you are. So insecurities is a better word for all of it. Yeah, insecurities. Just not being secure in our foundation. Bloody insecurities, I tell you. Man, gotcha. Makes sense. Excellent. Carolina, the entity said it's been around since I was a child, since I didn't like my life. The feeling was on my chin, and it was a black cat-like creature with white eyes. Ah, yes. A cat is, when you see a cat like or a cat-like creature that is not as strength, like, I'll see a beautiful white lion, which is my energy, which I know I'm in the strength of, king of the jungle, or queen, and, no, I have a big mane, so I suppose that is more king, but literally, when I see that, now when you see a black cat with white glowing eyes, the blackness represents the fear, and a cat, or a kitten, kind of like, represents more so, where you are cutting off your nose to spite your face, where you're actually causing yourself harm. But again, that could be self-blockage. But as we said, in your reading the other night, that you have a lot of that going on. The neglect. So doing things for others without considering yourself first, and so that's like cutting off your nose to spite your face, in a way. So that's why you have this black cat who's feeding off of your eye, in the eyes, is how you see life, right? So Your life is in that fear's eyes, meaning you're giving fear the permission for you to see through it that way, right? So you see or doom or dread within there, right? Yes. Okay. All right then, my gorgeous ones. Let's have a look here. So let's recap here what we experienced tonight. We learned more about what entities are, what they do, how to go into the ethereal, what that is actually like. And by the way, you guys did a fantastic and amazing job with your visualization today, with your buoyancy, with your sentience, with your cognizance, with your horizons. You did an amazing job. We learned how to defend ourselves, and we also learned how to defend ourselves, defend ourselves and how to use our offense as well when we go hunting, and how it works best for you in this moment. We also learned how to identify an entity, or find the source within your vessel, focus on it, and then go into it visually, and then how to hold that entity into place, right? So it can't run. And how they like to move in the shadows and evade you, but how to hold you. We then learned how to, of course, examine it by using your sword of truth or your energy of truth to touch it, or your sword or your weapon in some way to understand it. Then we learned how to remove it. And now we know, because we poked it with our sword of truth, or understood it when we touched it in our hand, now we understand what inner work it is that we need to do to stop it from coming back. All right? So I really, really do hope... Lisa, here we go. Red, orange, light orb. Kind of moved like a lava lamp. When I froze it, the outer color lifted and revealed black and dark greenish blob. It was lies and dishonesty. Not sure what's its purpose. It means that it is a floating orb of lies and dishonesty, right? So, Lisa, I know with your current circumstances, you're dealing with a lot of lies and a lot of dishonesty. And that energy is transmuting, and you're saying red and orange, which is the security of your root chakra and the creation of your sacral chakra, right? So basically, it's feeding. And the greenish blob, the green is fear mixed in with your heart chakra point, right? So basically, what it is a nasty little piece of shit that feeds upon your heart but promotes lies and dishonesty, which then, if you believe those lies and dishonesty in your heart, it starts to rot away and produces more of the acceptance of the lies, right? And I know that you're going through that right now. So this is why I mentioned to you before, you really got to speak your truth. Because as you speak your truth, that little shit's going to go. And its purpose is to feed on you, right? That's exactly what it is. So there you have it, you guys. Entity identification and removal in the ethereal. That is my lesson for you for tonight. Thank you for those of you who stuck with it the entire time, and you were able to manage with the energy. Well done, for one. For those of you who had to quit halfway through just because it was a little bit too intense, or perhaps you had other things to do, or maybe you needed a nap, that is okay too. I hope you do come back for the other part, or to complete the lesson. But thank you for, as ever, for joining me in these lessons. It's been wonderful to help you discover your strength and your truth, and your ability. And I really do hope you go out there and use it. And I really do hope you go out there and share it, too, because, we're all in this together. If we can literally help to do that, that is amazing. Now, as ever, if you found this enjoyable and you would like to give back, my PayPal link is in the description box. However, again, I'd like to mention, though, that is not mandatory. It is completely and utterly a gift of appreciation that I do very much so appreciate, but it is not mandatory. But it is there as well, if you would like to say thanks or to send a gift. That is perfectly fine. All of these gifts and so forth, they are going towards... I'm building a healing center, or a retreat center, and I was going to wait a little bit longer. I was going to actually start this next year, but I'm finding that with the energy nowadays, it's really getting really bad, and there's a lot more individuals out there who need it quite soon. So that's what that is going towards. But anyway, don't worry about it, though. I've got that covered. But thank you ever so very much. I wish everybody a fantastic evening with feeling light and fresh. And if you ever want to go into the Ethereal and see me and do a private lesson with me, I will do so in the Ethereal any day of the week, anytime, 24/7. You close your eyes, visualize me there, and shit, it's on like Donkey Kong. I go teach you so much stuff. I'm like, whatever you want to learn, I will be there to teach you in the Ethereal because I want to see your success. Alrighty. Thank you very much, Master Onoloko. It's been wonderful to see everybody. Take care of yourselves, and I will be back as well because I do want to do a little bit of a. It'll probably be this evening or a little bit later, or maybe tomorrow morning. Who knows? But just in regards to the divine female and divine masculine as well, and the imbalance in the energies that are going through right now. So just a little bit of something to make everybody aware. But wonderful. Have a fantastic evening, you guys. Take care.